blame, it leads back to douche. She's the one to blame. All of these folks are one of the same. It leads back to douche. She's the one to blame. It leads back to douche. She's the one to blame. All of these folks are one of the same. It leads back to douche. She's the one to blame. Ron's about to go to jail. Gigi's house might go up for sale. Hussy's about to lose his benefits. Clara lifts her long skirt up to show her tits. Belinda Shutter kept making meth. No name stopped donating to Peanuts death. All of these folks are one of the same. It leads back to douche. She's the one to blame. Leads back to douche. She's the one to blame.
I am a victim.
Guys, can we please get some green hearts in chat for No Name? No Name just made it, so the goal has been reached. The goal so I can get my computer diagnosed has just been reached. Absolutely.
Hi, everybody, and I'd like to welcome back my guest, Kye, which we all know as Callie's ex-best friend. Hi there, Kye.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah, Kye's asked me if we could just have a little word because obviously Callie's been talking a lot of rubbish. I know Kye's not very interested in this side of the internet, but she doesn't want her name being besmirched as it has been doing. So, are you okay, Kye?
Yes, well, today not so much. So I will be looking to you to kind of help me out this video. Got so much news today. And then like watching these videos of Callie's is really, really draining, especially when you have a job and you go to work.
And this is it. And she knows you do as well. And it seems intentional that she's trying to provoke you while you're at work. And she knows you've got to keep going for yourself as well.
Yeah, she's definitely trying to she's definitely trying to provoke me currently. And yeah, I will say in the last video I did with you, I was so heated. I was so upset. You can clearly hear it in my voice that I was really mad. More calm, which I don't actually know. Sorry. So this time I'm way more calm, which I don't know. I feel like that's actually worse for Callie, considering how calm I feel today. So,
and even when you weren't calm, you weren't Callie level, were you?
No, I was not talking about integrating the shadows and things like that. That was scary.
It's a lot. It's a lot, isn't it?
And like I was living with her, so there was some nights I was afraid to go to sleep. I'm not gonna lie. Her energy can be so encompassing. Like it can be so much, and it's like she tries to just put it on everybody else instead of like internally working on that. It's always have to be an external excuse for everything when it comes to her.
Nothing's ever Callie's fault. It's impossible.
Nothing. And that's why she doesn't have the character development she should have.
And so have you heard the receipt calls that she has with Brandon's mom and Brandon and Christian?
Yes, I watched that video. And so Callie thinks me speaking to you is a response to her insinuating that me and Eric have some type of secret relationship. And We will touch on that, but she knows it's not true. That's why if she thought that was an iota of truth, she would have been used that in her videos. Let's get that straight. She never
Yeah,
used
and it was a new accusation because you'd actually talked to me in email a few days earlier before she'd
before.
made them accusations at all.
Yep, and that's what I was going to say right now. Like, to make it clear, I was already in contact with you days before that video came out. That video, and then I was actually, when I got in contact with you, I was just so upset because she had briefly mentioned me several times in a prior video, but she didn't really do too much. But I was just already so exhausted of her antics. And at this point, I'm like, I have to speak up for myself because she'll spin a whole world of lies expecting like people like me and her baby daddy. I'm allowed to say his name at this point. She done put our
Yeah,
name.
yeah, she's not stopping though, is she?
Yeah, but yeah, she'll spin this whole, and she doesn't expect me or Eric or even go to her past Shane to speak up for them ourselves. That's really what it is. So she thought she would just get away with all this stuff. She thought she could just keep making $1 off of our names and just get away with it because she knows we are not on social media like that.
And did you hear how she was talking about Shane the other day about running him off the internet and going low and doxing him and everything?
So proud of herself, like giggling about it. And I'm like, how in one breath she wants to say, oh my God, everybody's so evil, I cast judgment, whatever that means. Like, you're not God, you can't judge. What? Girl, I don't even pay attention to that because whatever power Callie thinks she has, I don't believe in the power of man, I believe in the power of God. And that's the difference between our faith. And that's how I know whatever she thinks she's doing over there, it's it has no effect on me. I don't even think about it because it's like, girl,
No, it's not worth
yeah.
even trying to compute, is it? Because it is a lot of nonsense, and she's listening to things and repeating them, and she doesn't have actually any knowledge or basis behind believing any of these things.
Of course not. It sounds like, yeah, a video or whatever, parenting back. And I'm like, that can't be your therapist. And that's why I don't even believe about the therapy, because I'm like, no way do you go to your therapist every single week or every single month.
When does she
And
ever mention it?
they don't call out the pattern of behavior. She definitely mentions it because Callie needs a witness. That's the one thing about her. That's like even with her in social media. She needs a witness. She needs somebody to believe her because she
Yeah,
knows she's
that's
lying.
why she's
But
so
it's like,
involved with kids above all, because they're the only ones who will tolerate her. I don't think she has a therapist. I think she just whinges at them.
yes, and that's like, this is really going to be, I don't even want to give her no points and tips because the thing is, she speaks as if she never had a real friend in me, and I would always give Callie advice. I would always try to help her. She does not listen. She doesn't listen to nobody. She's going to, and that's her right as a grown woman. You don't have to. But for her to sit there and act like make a video being like, what are these people worth? What are these people worth? I'm like, they were worth a roof over your head. That's what they were worth. Like,
Exactly. She's never repaid you or anyone else with the same kindness as you've give her.
no, when I needed $20, she doesn't like to give money to friends. So that's, and I
But
didn't even
you
blame.
can provide for her like a bloody father to a child.
Yeah, and I let her be that right because my whole thing is like, I'm not entitled to anybody's anything. I'm not entitled to anybody, and she doesn't understand that's the difference between us. How I don't want to like go off on tangents and stuff because like the more I think about it, it's like the more I want to address. But even her stating like her whole, yes, I'm gonna call the cops if I feel like I'm in danger. Like, I'll do you like I did Eric. Speaking like that, this is my home. If you feel like you're in danger, leave.
That's it. You weren't keeping her hostage, were you? You were looking
At
after her.
all. But she's over here like, I'm gonna call the cops anytime I feel threatened. Anytime I feel threatened. Yeah, I told her I would call the cops on her. And I would say that. I'm like, if you feel threatened, Callie, I literally was like, if you feel threatened, like something's gonna happen, then leave. I'm asking you to go. Like, leave.
And her saying that is threatening towards you because she doesn't know what situation she could put you in by making calls like that.
She thinks she can weaponize the police, and that was like so crazy to me. And I let it go the first time she did that to me because it was unwarranted, it was unnecessary, and it was after like this really weird colorist / racist like conversation she was trying to have with me. And it's like, with Callie, if you're not believing in her bull and her BS, it's like she says more and more to get you to believe. It's like she starts exaggerating and lying because it's like she needs you to believe her. So it'll be like, oh, I saw that the sky was yellow when I went outside. And you're looking at her like, was it really? You know, you look at her like, it wasn't really yellow. And then here she go, no, it was yellow. You don't believe me? Canada had a fire. That's why the sky was yellow. And New York literally flew. And it's just like, it's okay. I don't have to believe you. We don't even have to have a conversation about it. You believe you. That's all that matters. Like,
and this is it. She acts like she has a lot of people around her, but at that time, it sounds like she just had you. It sounds like her dad was happy that she wasn't his problem. It sounds like everyone were, and you tag you were it.
That was like a red flag to me when he came and he was so energetic. I'm just looking like, and at that point, me and Callie had already like started getting back and forth a little bit. So I'm just looking like, I'm about to send her back home. Don't get too happy. Like, and she wants to keep going on and on. And like, oh, this friend, even her friend Christian, like she kicked you and a baby out in the cold. First of all, it was not that cold. It was October 29th. She was wearing leggings, left. And my whole thing is like, what did Callie say? If I feel threatened, if I feel like I'm in a dangerous situation, yes, I'm going to call the cops. And that's what I did. And I did tell her, I'm about to kick you out. You have to go. You have to go. And it's unfortunate for the baby that his mother is destroying any type of village he could have when he grows up.
Well, this is it. She's going down the road and breaking every relationship she has.
And she is not okay that she thinks she can come online and spread people's business and talk about people's business. And
well, this is it. She's saying you're a pill addict, and
yes,
she's encouraging people to basically contact your job and report you for it.
Oh yeah, and I think that's so crazy for her to call me a pill. First of all, for her to say that we would get into arguments because I wanted to pop pills and drink with her, and she was like, "No, I got to take care of that." Is a bold-faced lie. Every day, Callie was looking for money so she can buy herself something to drink. Let's put that off for her little spicy juice, she love her little tequila, her mixed drinks every single day. So let's clear that up.
Well, this is it. That seems like projection when she goes on about the father being an alcoholic. It seems like she knows she drinks. She's online drinking. Video. Why is she saying that?
In almost every single video, she's drinking. And I'm looking at her. You see how she's dressed in these?
Oh my God, she's in lingerie today. It's
that's how she would dress when my boyfriend was here.
That's disgusting. It's disrespectful.
Purposely,
she didn't have any respect for you at all,
whatsoever. And then she wants to talk about this Christian person. It's like,
and she doesn't even live round her, does she? She's in Massachusetts, isn't she?
I think she said Wisconsin in her video.
I thought, yeah, she did. My mistake. Yeah,
but it was Wisconsin. But she said that I guess Christian was one of the main people she was really speaking to during that time.
And that's just her rattling down the phone, giving her own story and making sure someone will listen to her.
Yes, and then for Christian to be like, you said this is your friend and she sounds like your enemy. And it's like, Christian, give it some time. Give it some time. You're in a whole nother state. It's going to take a little bit longer for it to ruminate. But as far as like this whole friends to enemy, friends to foe, this has all been Callie's doing. She doesn't understand. She keeps talking about manifest all this stuff, but she doesn't understand that this is literally a response tied directly to her behavior. She wants to act like I just decided to wake up and talk to Nikki. It's like, no, you posted all these insidious and nefarious videos about me for how long? I don't even know for how long before I tuned in. Like, what's
like she's mad that you and Eric found out, and now you're having a voice on the platform she wants the voice on. You know, she thinks it's not fair.
Yeah, she wants to be the only voice, and she's getting so upset that we're speaking up for ourselves. She's getting so upset that I'm speaking to you. And then for her to think like, oh, they must have collaborated and he's letting a pillhead feel like he's this alcoholic and I'm this pillhead. And it's like, who are you?
And she's the one who drinks and takes pills, isn't she?
Yeah, and it wasn't Vicodin, it was Valium.
Valium.
It was one of the V ones, but I wasn't even trying to do that because that's the thing is I was speaking on my experience with Callie, what I experienced with Callie, but the other things, that's her life, and I wasn't really trying to speak on her life. But then I'm seeing this video and she has She does not care to laugh at me, to laugh about my issues, about my life, not even things that you dealt with regarding me that she feels like she went through. She wouldn't have nothing to really say, but she's talking about my life. And there was a part of me that never felt comfortable opening up to Callie. And this is why, right here.
One, she wouldn't listen to you, and two, if she was listening, it was just to hold something against you down the line.
Yes, and her whole listening to me, first of all, I had to tell Callie, I'm like, do you understand how dismissive and how rude and nasty it is for when I'm sharing a story with you and I'm being like this, for you to be like, oh, I just can't relate.
Well, I know it's so dismissive, and it's like you want to scream. Do you know how much I'm doing for you at the moment? And you don't want to throw things in someone's face, but sometimes you have to.
And I'm never like, oh, that could never be me. Like I could never be going through what she's currently going through, but I never put that out because I don't know how life is going to go. But based off of me and who I am, I just know that I would never have become like, and I'm not even pooping on anybody when I say this, but like, I just don't think I would be in this situation that she's currently in with the whole, missing an action regarding her child, the whole, like in the first couple of months of his life, how many homes was your child living in?
Exactly, like, and then how quick she'd handed him over for extensive periods of time within his first year of life. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, sorry, it's my cousin. My family's going through a little something right now, and
by the way, your Callie impressions the other night was spot on. Everyone were loving them.
Oh yeah, I know we sound alike. I didn't even realize how much we sounded alike until I heard my voice back. I was like, oh my god! But it's that suburban accent, suburban Chicago Black girl accent. To be honest,
like, you know, she's gonna be like, she's trying to be me. She's trying to be me.
Yes, the whole being her. Okay, so I could never have my child live in all the different homes you had them in. And she weaponizes her child. That's the other thing that's disgusting to me. It's not like she knocked on my door. She followed me around my apartment for hours. The first time she threatened to call the cops on me, it was like about 3 weeks before I told her she just had to go, before I kicked her out, because about like the second week of her living with me is the whole demon accident. And then like 2-3 weeks later is the whole, what would you do if I called the cops on you right now? And then 2 weeks later, a week before rent is due, I'm over here like, are you going to have it? And it was just too much. So even with that night when she was like, what would you do? Baby was asleep.
And
it was her following me around. For her to go grab the baby. Yes, to grab him out of his sleep. It's like 1-2 o'clock in the morning. To grab him out of his sleep to do that. Like, she weaponizes her child to do these things. And like, it's so disgusting to me that I just can't believe that this person that she is today is like, she's completely okay with it. And it's like, she'll have moments, she's like, I know I'm evil, I know I've been an asshole. And it's like, but where's the growth? Like, you keep talking about all this, what you about to do, what you about to do.
Sorry, do you think mental health issues have took over here? Do you think there's been some psychotic break or something because there's that much of a difference?
So when I saw that last video, she's talking about I am the light, I am the dark. It sounded like a spiritual psychosis, to be honest. That whole part with the whole spiritual psychosis, like, I've seen that before, and not in her, but in somebody else. And they sounded exactly like that. That look in her eyes. I don't know if that's from a lack of sleep. I don't know if that's from mixing liquor with her pain medication. I don't know if that's.
So like, do you know what she's on the pain medication for? Is it prescribed, or do you think she gets like extra from sources?
So it's prescribed. I'm not gonna go into her medical details, but that is prescribed. So that is something she has a prescription for. I know if it was the other way around, she would not care.
Trying to get the money for.
I'm gonna say, I know if it's the other way around, she would not care about going into my. But
well, no, she's told everyone you're a pillhead controlling a custody case.
And I don't. That's why I don't even care, because it's like, Callie speaks as if people can't talk back. Like, I, just as much as you feel like you're just exposing me, there's so much I could say. There's so much I could say about you, because you can see she talks,
She's worried. She's worried, but acting like she's happy about it.
Exactly. And it's like, if all Callie could say for real regarding our friendship of almost 10 years is that I will argue with my boyfriend and I kicked her, like, that's literally all she could say, is like, I was arguing with my boyfriend. And I would like to, at that time we were arguing, but we had maybe a total of 3 arguments while she was living here.
But it
And
was
we
your
really tried to,
house. It was your
yeah, it's
house.
my
You're
apartment. And I
arguing.
even said that to her. I was just like, you would never know we were arguing if you weren't here. Like,
You're not doing it on YouTube, are you?
and I'm like, I wasn't saying anything when you'd be on the phone for hours and hours, and I would have to tell you, like, hey, can you quiet down a little bit? Like, girl, like, when she's on her YouTube and doing this, I never like was in her business. So for her to even try to come onto the internet as if like she did this disgusting thing, she was arguing with her boyfriend.
It's not even any. It wasn't like, oh, my child witnessed domestic abuse, or the police were called, or there none of that.
Exactly. And even that situation was so crazy to me, because me and him was going through something at that time. And I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and share it with Callie. Let me go ahead and share it. And we ended up having a wider conversation, like all 3 of us, because we were going through growing pains at the time. And we decided to have a wider conversation. And prior to this conversation, she hated him. Cool. But we had this hard, and then after this conversation, she's gonna literally stand up and being like, no, Kye, I understand him. I didn't like you before, but now I like you. Now you good, like you good in my books, but I get it. Kye, he's not ready for a relationship. He can't be in one right now. Like, just like all of a sudden flipped on me and was on his side. Like, no. And then she kept trying to talk to him that whole night without me, to the point where he came to me like, I'm uncomfortable. Like, every time we get up to go to the bathroom, she comes out to talk to me. And I had told Callie, like, girl, the conversation is over. Stop trying to talk to my man behind my back. That is weird.
And how was she dressed when she did that?
Oh, booty shorts, and no bra, the same old. And it was just kind of like and I even talked to her. I was like, if me and him are struggling, why would you take this as a time to be like, I need to understand him? And she was like, well, if that's your boyfriend, I needed to find a reason to like him. I was like, why? That's my boyfriend.
And,
I was
and
like,
if you were being sympathetic about Eric at that time, how would she have been with you?
And that's exactly what I told her. That's what I compared it to. I was like, this whole time with Eric, I'm doing these mediations with the baby. I don't let Eric speak to me. She wants to say, oh, Eric told her about these guns. That is a lie. That is a complete 100% lie. In fact, Callie was the one upset that Eric got his guns taken away. And she was telling me, like, I'm so upset because he got his guns taken away. And I had to look at her. I was like, the same guns he threatened to kill you with? You're sad that he got them taken away?
Yeah, and he never threatened to kill her with any gun, did he?
No. And then she looked at me, blinked, and was like, oh, that's a good point. What do you mean? Like,
and that's when, like, up with her own lies.
Yeah, and that's like when the shell started breaking in my brain, like regarding her. Like, that's when things started really breaking, because that was like the first week of her living here. She kept going on how sad she was that his guns were taken away, and she knows that he's gonna be so hurt. She was actually so sad. She was really regretful of what she did.
She's been saying that he's gonna put a hit out on her. She said about 8 times in the last 3 days.
That's a bold-faced lie.
Well, of course it is, but she can't be out here saying stuff like that.
And it's because her lies have to get bigger and bigger so she can get people on her side. And it's like, just tell the truth, but the truth doesn't make her look good. And Callie is very much about appearances, because the whole time she's over here looking at me, could never be me. I know more things about her relationships and things like this, and I'm like, it has been you. What do you mean? Like,
I know that she said enough where I was able to figure out that she was lying because she couldn't keep up a story. And this is way before you or Eric got in contact with me.
Exactly. And she doesn't even realize we got in contact you completely separate.
Yeah. He contacted me and said, do you know the person commenting in your comment section? It is the friend That's what he said to me. But you were
And
completely
the reason
separate.
and to clear this up for Callie, because I know she's gonna watch this, I ended up seeing your videos because I was watching the guy first, the
Tree Boy Ilya.
yeah, so I saw his videos first, but he kind of like goes through the whole live stream. But so I saw your video and it was clipped. So I was like, oh, I can get to the gist of it. So that's how I started watching your video and commenting. And then yeah, he reached out to, I guess, you to tell you like it was me commenting, and then he ended up sending me a text like, hey, you're commenting on her video. I was like, yeah, I just saw the video. She said she spoke with you. That's like literally like the first video. He was like, yeah, that's who I spoke to. I was like, well, that's the videos I'm watching.
Well, what I've been trying to do is I watch them and then I just find the important parts and then skip to them bits so that everyone doesn't have to watch 3 hours of her.
And my whole thing is like, she thinks we are co-collaborators in bringing Callie down. First of all, nobody cares, Callie. Nobody cares about bringing you down. You like nobody cares. Like let's. I don't wake up and think about, oh, how could I ruin Callie's day? Like I barely thought about this girl for a whole year, but she was thinking about me.
And that's it. You did not come out here revealing yourself. Neither did Eric. We didn't know anything was going on. We still haven't found the court paperwork. But do you know what she did today? She's described the judge's appearance,
saying she had a bad wig.
Yeah, but she described her appearance, told us what her haircut was and that. I've looked up online. There's only one judge I can see with that description. And so she's basically got us a judge now, which means we can find the court papers and everything.
And it's so funny to me, like, the way she speaks in her videos, I don't understand why there's not a big mirror being held up. Because you are focused on the most arbitrary things when you are literally in a custody battle over your firstborn, over your, we used to call baby her rainbow baby. She never thought she could have a child. You have a child. You're literally in a custody battle over a miracle, but you're focused on the judge's appearance.
Exactly. And did you hear the bit about where the aunt had to text her in the previous hearing to say, can you look like you're interested? This is about your kid. And she said, I weren't interested.
It's like all a big joke to her. It's all a big key to her. And even her over here, like, oh, Kye, she knew me all these years. She should know how I joke. It doesn't matter how you joke.
Yeah, but then in the conversation with Brandon, she wasn't joking with him when she said that you were fucking her, was she?
And I'm over here like, Brandon, like, please, because the thing she told me about him, if I wanted to, the thing she told me about him being a deadbeat father to all these kids, and he's always treated his girls terrible, and he's always with this, and he's always that, and he's always had a crush on her all these years, and she keeps him around to make the next man jealous.
And she went to his house twice, didn't she? Once,
yes, because she knows
moving to the hotel, and then once when she left your house, wasn't it?
So yeah, and then she's over here talking about the hotel receipts. My whole thing is like, the hotel receipt, she said she was there for 3 weeks, but that hotel receipt was from the 17th till the 23rd. Where's the rest of it?
There were a few more receipts. They got extended
and
by a family member.
She was living with Brendan first in his home, but I feel like it was his mother who did not feel like it was a good living space for a child and put her in a hotel. But it's like, Callie, what don't you understand? That you are a grown woman. You are grown, like super grown, and you are relying on others people's parents to take care of you. Like, we're not even just speaking about your dad.
Why didn't she ring her dad? Yeah, why didn't she go to her dad or her aunt? Apparently, her aunt lived very close to her.
Yes, and even prior to her living with me, she was telling me that her aunt was possibly going to let her stay. They're going to clean out a room and things like that. So in my head, there was a timeline. I was like, well, when she's done with me, she'll go live with her aunt whenever they renovate the space for her. But I don't know if that was true. Maybe she just said that because,
well, she's living with an aunt and her dad now at this house. But it's not the aunt who's the aunt. Yeah, but there's an aunt living there as well, but it's not the aunt Ernie. It's not the one who's representing her. It's a different one. So I'm thinking that's the aunt who said she'd clear out a room for Callie because...
No. So the aunt that cleared out a room, it was the attorney aunt. She was going to, she has a husband. She has her own home. And she was the one who said she'll clear out the office space for Callie. I don't know who she currently has living with her. I thought it was just her dad, and the cats or whatever. But no, it was the
I
attorney.
don't know if it was Eric told me or she said it, but apparently the aunt's living there and the dad's living there, but not the aunt who's the attorney.
Okay, so that must be a whole different one, because it was the attorney. This is all last year when she was telling me that the attorney aunt was going to clear out a space to, have her there. So in my head, I'm like, okay, there's a timeline for this. When she clears out that space and things like that, we can talk about moving her over there. So this was all last year. The current aunt she's living with, I don't know her. I've met her attorney aunt, and
Yeah.
I feel like me and her attorney aunt got along just fine. Like,
You got on
I
with your
really
dad
like
as well,
her.
didn't you? You got on with everyone. It says a lot about you.
Yeah, I really like her attorney aunt. So, I pretty much liked everybody in Callie's life. And for a time, I even liked Callie.
Well, this is it. And do you know, it's stuff like, yesterday it turned into a status hearing because she didn't pay for the GAL. And she's blaming Eric's lawyer because he didn't marshal up that shed of waiver. But that was her responsibility to do so. And they didn't do it till yesterday morning, just before court. So this is why it's carried on again.
And that's the crazy part. It's like, why would she?
Why would she need a waiver if she's working and she's got YouTube money?
That's what I'm saying. Like, why would she even need the waiver in the first place? But once again, she's weaponizing her child to get the benefit.
Like, who wants to pay for a GAL when I want to spoil my kid? Well, if you want to see your kid, you need to pay for the GAL.
Exactly. And she doesn't understand anything. It's like she just kind of spews at the mouth without actually having an understanding of what she's saying. Because even with this whole, he rushed to default the case, like, no, cases are defaulted when people don't show up.
She didn't show up, and
so
then
instead of
she said herself that when she did show up, his attorney and him said they wouldn't go forward with the default
because she finally showed up.
Yeah, so they could have tried to carry on with that, but they chose not to.
Exactly.
And the court appointed a GAL.
And Callie is so insidious. She is so insidious. It's really frustrating me in my heart to think like this was really your friend. Like you really. Like, I never cried over Callie. When she left and everything, I did not cry over her.
No, because you had relief.
Yes, but seeing this behavior today, and like when I think about it and just the things, like I was very mean to her in her comments. I'm not gonna lie. I was.
Yeah, but that's you pushing to your limit. She never put you up with your newborn child when in your first ever apartment. She won't do that. She won't be that selfless.
Not that for me. I don't think so. So it's just like I'm upset that, like, once again, I was taken advantage of by somebody that I should have been able to trust as my friend. And it's like, I was not saying anything about her. As far as Eric goes in his case, he can tell you himself, I was not being that helpful. I kept telling him I want to stay out of it. I feel like it's so weird to have had her living in my home and then to do a complete 180 to now, like, she even witnessed, like, oh, she's not a witness on the case. She's not a witness on the case. Because I felt like it would be weird to have her going from my home to doing this complete 180 to where it's like, oh, now I'm teaming up with all of your enemies to take you down. Like, she's not that powerful.
But you've got an inside view of things now, right? And you can see when something's not right, and you've experienced it yourself. Like, for a fact that child needs more care and attention than he'd ever get with Callie on her own.
Oh yeah, and me speaking out now is a direct response to her. Not anything else. It's a direct.
Yeah, no one were looking at you. No one knew about you. No one came looking for you.
Nobody knew about me. Nobody knew about her custody battle. Nobody knew about Eric. Nobody knew any of that about her life, considering how much of an image she likes to put on. She put this all out. Not only did she put all this out, she put out my business. that had nothing to do with her, and to laugh at it with her viewers, to kiki, and then come back to be like, oh, why is she so triggered? It was a joke. It's making me think they really were sleeping together, because why is this the video that triggers her? And it's like,
say, oh, if it's not true, you shouldn't be bothered. No, it doesn't work like that, especially when you're putting out information like you're a pillhead and you're bloody sleeping with the guy.
That's so manipulative of her. That's so, let's use some of the words she loves to use. That's so gaslighty of her. That's so manipulative. That's so narcissistic. That's so narcissistic of her. That's so,
well, your vibration's off. It's all off.
oh, that's super low vibrational. Super low vibrational. She wants to call people low vibrational as if, oh, like we were on some low vibes and that's why we did this. It's like, no, you were on low vibes, Callie. That's why we're responding to it. I could have honestly, I could have not responded. I was thinking about that. Talking about the higher frequency. The higher frequency was
when you contacted me, you cooled off for a few days, didn't you? You
did.
Contacted me. It was an emotional response, and I didn't push you to talk that day, did I? And we left it, and I left you to it, didn't I? Because I even said, if you ask Eric, I said, I think she might be second guessing coming to me, and I don't want to push her.
Because I was going to let it go. I saw that video, the original one, where she was talking about me and my stuff, and I was going to let it go. I was like, you know, it's just this little video, whatever. And then she came out with that next video, just, I guess that was like her trying to, I feel like she'd be testing the water to see if people are going to say anything. And then when you don't, that's when she just goes full steam ahead to, oh, they're not going to say nothing. Let me just tell now let me just use them for $1. Like,
yeah, and she can't believe when people get to talk back. It's like, she can't fathom that people have a right to respond.
And it's so insidious to me that she's over here really saying like, her responding is telling me everything I need to know. And it's like, so you expected me to just let you come online, spew whatever bullshit you wanted about me, and me not respond because it's low vibrational if I respond, but it's not low vibrational that you're putting these videos out?
Yeah, you get to respond when you're being defamed.
And it's like she's already trying to preemptively be like, it's low vibes if she responds, as if like, if I do respond now, I'm low vibes. Like, is that not gaslighting? I don't know. Is that not gaslighting? I don't like to, just throw out terms because I learned a new word.
Oh, yeah, it's like she's alluring today, isn't she? I'm trying to be alluring. You're not alluring anyone. You're just showing people what a crackpot you are.
And even that, like, her outfits, is like you can see her mental state kind of deplete, like, on how she dresses and her makeup. So even her wearing more and more lingerie in these last videos, it's just kind of like, did you just get done filming for OnlyFans? Because,
well, she said, "Oh, I've just been doing some work," and then she was going to say OnlyFans, but then said, "Oh, my contract work. I just needed to be on camera."
I'm pretty positive she's back to OnlyFans because those fans outfits, and that's none of my business. I really don't care.
This isn't OnlyFans. This is YouTube, and you're talking about your child custody case.
And the thing is, right now, currently, we are paying her. Well, I'm pretty sure she ain't got no bills, but I know me even speaking is filling her videos and her getting the extra money and stuff. So it's like, once again, you're eating off my back. I just want to make that clear. Once again, you're eating off of me.
Yeah, that's what she's trying to do, because people, have you seen her views? They've dropped off since court even, like, and the ones she's got in a chat, I know who they are. They're all trolls.
Oh, yeah. And then I'm sure after this video, she's going to get another nice check. But after today, I'm pulling back my energy because it's like, who am I giving it to? Like, somebody who rants in her room for doing 3-4 lives a day that lasts 3 to 4. When are you working? When are you working? Because if you're doing this contract work, what phone are you using? What tablet are you using? Because it seems like they're all used up for YouTube.
Yeah, because she's saying she's only got a phone. She hasn't got the laptop around because she's like, I'm so great. Yeah, I'm so grateful I can film on my phone.
So you just catch her in her lies where it's like, so you're doing remote work, but you don't have a laptop?
And as well, how can you get a waiver if you're working and you've got YouTube?
And it's like, she's not even posting all this. So I'm like, if somebody was really trying to do something to Callie, it would have been done, but nobody really is. She keeps feeling the fire and she keeps acting like she's she throws stones and hide her hands, or she's like, oh, I don't know who threw that. I don't know. When it's her, she's behind all of this. It's Callie is 0.0. She's the factor that really started. She's the catalyst to all of this, and she wants to act like everybody's doing something to her. She's acting like my response is where it began. But
and that's all it is, a response. You weren't out here, you didn't have a presence, neither did the baby's father. That's the only reason you've come to me, because I was covering it and I wasn't bloody taking 3 hours to do something, you know.
And I'm just like, let me go back to this. I don't want to get too off brand, because like I don't like to think about her. I'm like, my feelings are actually honestly hurt by her.
Yeah, of course, she's been saying the worst things, and I absolutely understand why you kind of want to be one and done and wash your hands of it. I do, but you get to defend yourself when she's out here saying the worst things about you.
And it's so disgusting that she over here, she always needs a sidekick. It's like she needs a sidekick to her disgusting behavior. And it's like, do it by yourself. If you're telling the truth, then tell the truth. She's over here looking for receipts from me. I don't need to pull receipts. My truth is my receipt. I don't live my life thinking like, oh, let me record this because I might have to use it for later. I don't live my life like that. People who live their life like that, they're always looking for a problem so they can profit off of it. And that's what Callie's doing. I'm just like, even when I used to talk with her, I would be afraid that she was recording us. It got to a point where first of all, in the beginning, I never argued with her. I did not. I was like, girl, I'm not confrontational. So it's like, I'm not. You follow me around. But then it got to the point where she really got me out my body. Her energy affected me, and whatever energy she had attached to her, I'm coming home and there she goes starting. And now I'm angry. Now we yelling back and forth. And that's even the other thing. We rarely ever yell back and forth. But I would get so afraid, like, look at us having an argument. But she, at any point in time, could be recording me to clip it and make it seem like that. Or she has her friend on the other phone. And I would even say that sometimes, like, oh, do you have your friend on the phone right now? Is your friend Christian on the phone right now listening to this? Like, why would you call her?
We've seen her clip the baby's father and take the word court out and say that it was a death threat and ring the police on him for it.
Yes, and she does that, so I would be afraid that she would be doing that to me too. So the fact that I had to be and then I made this statement to her. I was just like, actually, my auntie, when she came that day when I told her to leave, I called my auntie so she could be a witness to everything. So Callie, talking about I threatened her. She knows I don't fight. I don't even talk about fighting. Callie's always the one talking about fighting somebody and doing this and getting Chicago gangster on them.
I did want to ask you this. She bragged to you about like beating Eric around and him just taking it, didn't she?
She did. She used to, I beat his ass. And I would say, like, Callie, don't do that, because at any given moment, he's twice your size. He can turn around and defend himself. Oh, he ain't gonna do shit. I'll beat his ass. Like, just talking like it's
and that's the excuse she would have used. It'd be like, oh, look at me and look at him. Of course he beat me up.
But she would never outright say it. Now she wants to say domestic violence survivor, domestic abuse. I would just want her to say a statement. He hit me. Just say that statement in one of your videos, Callie, so we know it's true. But you haven't. All this alluding to what happened. She lets people draw their own conclusions, because she'll lie. But the bigger lies, it's like it's hard for her to stand behind. So she lets people draw that conclusion. And then she'd be like, well, I didn't say it. They said it.
Yeah, he's a domestic abuse survivor.
And it's like, please stop co-opting somebody else's trauma. That's nasty.
No, it's disgusting.
And I'm going back to see what I wanted to talk about for real. The pill had allegations and saying I was doing drug deals in the Starbucks. That's completely untrue. I could go on, but there's no point. That's completely untrue. It's really disgusting that she's even pushing that. I feel like if that was true, she would have been said that. But
it's projection, isn't it?
Yes, I want people to take note of, like, she acted like she was protecting me. Protecting me was to never bring me up in any of your videos whatsoever. At all. You bought me up when you never had to. And now, I didn't want
to. She reported you to Kids Above All.
Like, it's like,
who were there?
Drug deals with your child, and the thing is, if that was the case, why are you trusting me with your child over and over again? It's the same thing with Eric when she's like, oh, he's alcoholic, but you left your child there for 3 months to a month and a half, 2 months, 3 months with that violent alcoholic and his violent friends, and you let me continue to take your child to his mediation appointments with Eric, even though I'm doing drug deals and popping pills in the parking lot.
Because it's all lies, it's all projection.
It's like, make it make sense. Like you actually look like an unfit mother when you say these things.
Well, yeah, because
you sound like
you had your child around it, apparently.
Yeah, it sounds like she just doesn't care. She'll let anybody hold her baby. The pill heads and the alcoholics.
Wow. Yeah, and it sounds like that. And like even on the call to Brandon's mum, you could tell Brandon's mum was like, I'll give you a statement, but I'm not going to court or anything. Like, you know, she didn't want
to. Tired of it. I know, it's like the drama of it all. Because even the mom asked when she kept going on about alcohol. I noticed the mom asked, but you trust your baby there with him?
And she didn't have a clue that Eric had like the custody or anything. She didn't know anything that were going on.
No.
And she didn't once ask to say, oh, how long did I stay with you both times? No one was doubting the hotel story.
No, out at the hotel, and it's like focus on the thing. And he's like, anybody, I don't care about my home. But she's the one who told me that Brandon lives in a trap house. I've never seen this home. She told me it was a trap house. She told me he don't have no real job. He think he'll want to be gangster, just like her. She told me all that stuff. I would have not known. And I would have never came to the internet to repeat it if she never put me in a video.
Yeah, and she said he offered to pull up on him and everything. Like, this was before she admitted that she'd been smacking him about.
Yes, and I just think it's like, and then Brandon wants to go on about, oh, I could tell she was jealous of you. I've been told you she was a fake, phony friend. The first time I met this man, I just did not like him. His energy just gives like wannabe pimp, little, like the way I could tell he's like a weird colorist too. Like he'll literally put his girlfriend down to make Callie feel better. And she told me him and her were literally giggling over the fact that he made his girlfriend get out of the bed so Callie could sleep in it when she came with the baby.
She loved that shit. She's a pick-me.
Yeah, it's calling me a pick-me. And she knows that's the furthest from the truth. This is the first relationship she's seen me in for real, because I kind of keep to myself. I don't need the company. I've never needed a man's attention. So for her to all of a sudden act like it's like she projects so much. And it's like, girl, really? Like your baby is it wasn't even a year old. You barely were healed and you were trying to go back out on dates. Speaking of the date with the paramedic, that date, she was supposed to be home in a couple of hours. Like if they went out around 8, she was supposed to be, they went out about 7. She was supposed to be home, and like she was like, man, I'm only gonna be up like an hour. I was like, okay, you got like 2 hours, because I know that's a lie. It's like 10 o'clock. I'm like, all right, because I have work the next day, right?
Yeah, and you just come home from work as well.
Yes, and it's like 11 o'clock. It's like 11:30. I'm blowing up her phone, and if I can find, I don't even know if I have those messages, because I don't care to keep this stuff. I deleted it. Also my phone has like a lower storage, but if I do, I'm gonna try to find them so I can send them to you. Like literally our conversation where it's like, hey, where are you? It's getting late. Oh, girl, just is the baby asleep? Yeah, he been fell asleep. He was chilling and stuff. I already put him up and everything. Okay, well, I'm thinking I'm gonna stay out. So as long as he's asleep already, and I'm like, I literally had to call her, and I think I texted her like, girl, I have work tomorrow. What do you mean you're gonna stay out? Oh, I forgot.
And bloody hell, he would have been 2-3 months old. They don't stay asleep all night.
Exactly. And she's like, oh, I forgot. Oh my God. Yeah, she do got work. She got work tomorrow. You got to take me home. But she was trying to stay out all night with this man. You knew I had work tomorrow. You were trying to, first of all, it seemed like she was trying to ignore me at first. And then she finally like picked up where I was like, I have work tomorrow. Like, what do you mean you're just going to stay out? Who's going to be here tomorrow to watch baby the baby. Like, come on. Like, I did this. First of all, you sprung this on me last minute. Don't pretend like this is just a off the fly date. I could already tell she was already getting ready when I came home for her to act like it was just so off the cuff. And she takes hours to get ready.
Yeah, she does.
So it was like you already knew this. So you sprung this on me, but you sprung it in a way to make me, that's the same thing with Eric, to make me suggest it. She's over here like people are insisting on helping her. Nobody insists on helping Callie. We just smell your bullshit. We want to get to the end of a conversation. You need my help? No, I don't need. You need my help? Okay, yeah. If you're volunteering, nobody's volunteering.
Do you that. I hate people who want a favor, but then like hint about it and make you offer it rather than just asking what they want.
Exactly. And that's how she'll do that. Even with the whole, I didn't tell Eric to come here and get me. He forced me. He forced you out of what you say to people, the worst time of your life. And she needed a way
she went back to Chicago for a month or two and then went and dumped the stuff when the lease was up. So who was she with in Chicago for them 2 months?
So Eric literally drove to get her and bring her stuff back.
Because she left that apartment, 2 months before the lease ended, but then came back at the end of the lease and threw all the stuff into a skip that everyone had bought her.
I believe she was living with her father at the time, because I think I did visit her but Eric, at the end of it all, like Eric went to go get her.
And then that's when she slapped him and he told him to go. And he's like, well, what do you do if I just leave you here now?
And like, even with that, that's probably one of her drunken rants and stuff. And she's just over here, like, she's so dramatic. Like, she thinks things is like a movie and she's just the main character. And it's like, you're the main character of your own life. That's it. You're not, if she believes in this and that, every person lives in their own world.
Yeah, and she shouldn't even be the main character in that because she's got a son.
And she has such a main character syndrome that she really thinks like everything we do directly is because of Callie. And it's like, no, 2 different people came to the same conclusion about the same person and on different and similar dates decided to speak up for themselves because they were tired of being bullied.
And I'd come to that conclusion before speaking to either of you, just off her own words.
And it's really like she's trying to bully our silence. She's trying to bully us into a silence. She's trying to bully us into a response. It's like she's trying to drag us back into her chaos. And I like Callie's chaos. And it's
that's what I'll change the title of this stream to.
And it's like it's like part of me just feels like she wants to talk to us. Part of me feels
she's alone. She's alone.
She should have been picked up the phone to apologize and have that conversation. If she feels like, my whole thing is like, Callie can never be the bigger person. She could never be the bigger person. Even
if she was, she'd do it and do it in a bitchy way and then come to the internet and say, I reached out. I was the bigger person. I was living in my good vibration.
I was living in my truth. Like,
yeah.
Girl,
the truth is not reality. I'm scared for that child. I won't lie. I can't believe, like, I'm sure Eric's beside himself.
Because at this point, I was trying to stay so far out of it. She really thinks that me and Eric been collaborating. He can tell you himself. I was staying out of all of this. I told him I was not going to be a witness to anything. I feel like I told him, like, at this point it'd be a conflict of interest regardless, because she was living with me. I have the type of job I have. It'll seem like retaliatory and things like that. And he thought about it. He went to his lawyer. He's like, we actually agree with you. So at no point were we over here putting our drug-induced, alcohol-induced brain 2 cells together to be like, oh man, we got 1 whole more brain cell than we need to take down Callie. Like,
well, you didn't talk to him really well, especially while she lived with you and that. And even after that.
Yes, like during the visits, like the first one, all he said was like, I didn't do that shit to her, right? And I couldn't say nothing back to him. I was just like, when we do these mediations, I hope you respect that. I don't want to speak on it because she's living with me. And I don't need to have that type of confusion going on in my brain when I have to go back home.
Yeah, because it's just you're already dealing with a bloody ticking time bomb. You didn't need to go back and add more fuel to the fire.
I never thought he did those things. Like, she used to already go crazy prior to that. Like, she used to think that Eric was talking to everybody about her. And I would have to literally be like, Eric, excuse me, I was like, Eric is not no talking ass man, like, man. He don't just be talking, you know, about his problems and stuff. I'm like, the Eric that we know, that he don't just talk to, you know what I'm saying? He's not a
Well, she said it herself
like,
yesterday. She said, oh, it seems like it might just be email.
to this person, that person about her, that they were just laughing at her. And I would literally be like, this person doing that, like, that doesn't even sound right. That's not even his personality. That's so far from his personality. And like, even her speaking on me, it's like, you're speaking on things that are so far from my personality. Like, this is that paranoia that people keep calling out in her videos, or well, I guess she keeps blocking them and deleting them because they're the trolls.
Oh, yeah, she calls them spam bots, doesn't she?
Yes. And it's like, she needs to hold a mirror up. There's a severe lack in character development that she never went through, because once again, nothing's ever her fault. And by the time she realizes it's her fault, it's way too late, because she's already moved on to her next victim, and she's already moved on to the next situation.
Yeah, it drives her crazy, because she did want him back, not regardless of what she said. She realised she set him up, she accused him of something he didn't do, and she'd lost a good life, and she did want him back.
And she thinks there should not be she feels like what she has done is not a big deal. That's the crazy part to me. She thinks she can just do whatever she wants to do, and people are supposed to
abandon a child, hit a man.
Because it's not a big deal. It's like, why are they so mad? Like, why are they so triggered? All I did was make a joke.
Yeah, but then it's not a joke at all, and it's one she repeats. And
yeah, you can add all this back, but it's like, it's so, like, her thought process is very childlike. It's very like middle school, not even high school, middle school bully. Like, why are you mad that I hit you?
But it's someone who wants to be like the mean girls, but can't quite make it, if you get me.
And she thinks she's the center of people's world. And I used to have this conversation with her all the time. Like, Callie, stop thinking you're the center of other people's world. Like, even with her father, I'd be like, if he can't give you money, maybe that has nothing to do with you. Maybe he just can't give you money. Maybe he's strapped for cash, but instead of you accepting that, she wants to goad people. She wants to dig. Like, tell me why you can't give me money. Tell me why you can't give me money. It's like, she doesn't accept being like, no. She doesn't accept no as an answer.
No, she'll phase her out. She'll make, like, he would have wanted to know his grandchild was okay and stuff like that. So he'd give in eventually, wouldn't he?
And yes, like, and like, even with me kicking her out, she wants to be like, oh, she kicked me out. Like, how could a friend would never do that? I'm like, well, a friend would never threaten to call the cops on them repeatedly when they gave them a roof over their.
How was it you kicked her out? How was it you kicked her out if she called the police on you? Obviously, you called the police on her, and the police removed her. Yeah,
and I'm like, a friend would be grateful to be a little bit of humble in my space. That's what a friend would do. But you don't. And I used to say that it's like, she came into my home and thought it was hers. Like, she really moves like that. She feels like wherever she is it belongs to her. And I guess that's part of her little manifestation thought. But it's like, unless you actually have things that are yours, nothing belongs to you. Absolutely nothing.
Very entitled. Like, why do you, as a woman who isn't related to her, why is it your responsibility to house her and a newborn baby in your first home around your partner? And she's being disrespectful as well.
And then she wants to act like she could just weaponize the cops' call on me in my own home.
Nah, I wouldn't have had that. She'd have been gone.
She was using the control thing. Like, it's so weird. And I'm like, you have to control people like that? Like,
she's run police on Eric several times where it's resulted in nothing.
Yeah, and the more
she'll use them reports as like, oh, proof.
and the more I think about the saga of events, I just get so uncomfortable. I get like a pit in my stomach. Just like right now, I can't even help but like I'm rubbing all like on my, like I'm self-soothing right now. Like I can't.
No,
I
I
actually thought
get
about
it
what I'm living
completely.
with.
This is your real life. You've experienced this, you know, like the people involved, and you feel for the child involved. You probably even feel for Callie still, because this isn't the person you knew.
I did, but like
Well, she don't feel for you.
I might cry.
She said it, didn't she? She said she
And,
can't care about what
and
she
she,
did to you.
yeah, because I saw in the video somebody, and she kept mentioning it. She mentioned it several times, like, oh, and I know somebody said that it sounded like she was more hurt, like she was speaking like she was hurt,
Yeah.
but I can't care about that because, and it's like, we know that's the issue. You
And she
don't
like, yeah, I
care.
probably know she was hurt. I probably did hurt her, but I can't care about it.
Because my life
Like,
was in danger. And it's like your life was in danger, but you kept choosing to live here. I was doing drug deals, but you continued to let me take your child to these mediations. Eric was an alcoholic, but you continued to
well,
leave your child.
look how Eric got the child. Right, you know the effort you put in when you came home from work to give that child attention. Imagine if you weren't doing that. Imagine what he'd have got, the state he'd have got him in then. If she's
And
just
even
sat in a
in that
hotel.
hotel, I told her, I'm like, you need to stop drinking all day and crying. Like, it's just you and that baby. Like, God, oh my God. I feel so sorry when I think about the baby in his first couple of months of life and just being in a hotel with this erratic, emotional mother that just wanted to drink and cry all day. And just, do you like, that's when she was actually feeling stuff. So I already know, like, Callie likes to like completely let her crybaby tears wash over her, because especially if she feels like, oh my God, I finally having a real excuse to be sad instead of the shit she makes up. Like, Callie sad is a whole different ball game. That's how I know she doesn't care about this stuff, because I've seen her actually sad. I've seen her actually quiet. I've seen her actually sit down and think. So for her to be laughing and kikiing and all this stuff, she hasn't let herself sit down and actually think about the ramifications of her actions yet. And when she does, she doesn't understand, like, people are allowed to, people are variables in her life. She has absolutely no control over what we do at any given moment. We can change our mind on how we behave. And she thought we were going to continue not saying nothing because that's who she knew us as. But I am somebody that speaks up for myself, and Eric is somebody that defends himself. So she didn't expect us to meet her in a way that she understood, with me speaking to this drama channel. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. Drama channels just want to use. Girl, I had you as a friend. I know exactly what this is. I know exactly who's making $1 and who's making $1. I get it. You act like people are stupid, and it's like the only
I have not took a penny off YouTube yet. I still haven't had any kind of payment yet off YouTube. I'm like brand new me, but like I'm doing what I'm doing and people are liking it. And I got to 1,000 subs last night, so I will start getting paid. But
I don't, Nikki. I hope you do.
I'm not bothered about it though. I'm really not. Like
Actually,
my first 3-month YouTube money is going to somebody else who's been done over by a YouTuber. Got
yeah,
tried to court.
you have a life outside of YouTube. That's why you don't care about this stuff. That's why you don't. It doesn't like. It doesn't.
This isn't for money for me. But what does bother me is seeing a child in the middle of this.
Yes, and my whole thing is, like, people are allowed to have hobbies, but this is not Callie's hobby. This is how she makes money. She's purposely insidious in her comments. Like, even when she used to speak about the other girls and stuff, I told her to stop. I was like, I feel like you're bullying them at this point. Like, every video, like, even that when she was talking about not believing she had cancer or diabetes, I'm like, it's not up to you to believe that. Like, what do you mean? And you're over here talking like, oh, she's just this lying liar
And she
who
did
just
have
wants.
cancer.
And she did. And it was just like, I would see those videos and I'm just like, Callie, don't you think it's a lot? And the thing is, they weren't even replying to Callie. It'd be different if, like, they were insidious back. But it's like, even with you, it'd be different if you were just picking at Callie and she's just a little quiet in the corner. But that's not the case. Callie is feeling this all on her own. She's feeling several people's paychecks through YouTube all on her own because she is the bully. She is the aggressor. She's the aggressor. And
Yeah,
she
do you know what? You know she's playing the
upset
game
her.
because she's not being nasty about me. She won't let people say my name out, but she keeps being like, "Oh, I might just use her stuff soon because it'll help me, and I haven't got nothing against her, and she's going to be helping me." And you know, I kind of am by talking about her and that, but
Oh
then at the
yeah,
same time, I'm
that's
drawing attention to stuff that she doesn't want attention drawn to. Like that clip where she said she hit the baby's father. She took that stream down immediately.
yeah. And I actually have a screenshot of because I didn't think to record it because I was on that live.
I've
And
got
actually,
it. I've got the recording.
yeah, because I have the screenshot of Nick's being like, "You need to take this video down. It'll hurt your case." And
Yeah, that next is something else. But I've got 40 minutes of the video. And if you look on my shorts, my short videos, it's the whole thing, like the 3-minute thing of
yeah, and I
saying
think
it. Yeah.
yeah, and I'm just looking like, and that's what I'm saying. You've seen Callie when she's actually sitting down and thinking, and when things are actually hitting her, when she actually lets herself think about.
You saw her when she had that video sent to
Oh
her the
yeah,
dad. She went quiet. The eyes were lost and everything.
She wasn't all giddy and excited. It's like when she actually sits down and really thinks about her behavior, like when she lets herself actually think about what she's doing, she's not happy with herself. So that's why she puts on this veil of giddiness and kikiing, and it's all a joke when she doesn't realize this is her life. This is not
and she's
my life.
hurting herself. She's hurting a child. It is herself she's hurting.
Right, this is her life, and she's doing all this. Like even the last videos with Brandon and Christian, I feel like she did that on purpose to goad me into speaking with you, so now she has more viewers and she can get a bigger check. Girl, I don't care because I already
She's
paid
not making much, She barely makes anything.
I know that too, but girls, I used to think that too. I'm like, you're making more than you expected last month. Like,
Yeah,
I know
there's a site called playboard.com. Go on that.
Yeah,
It'll tell you how much she makes.
and she's trying to
guideline.
And oh my God, I don't want to look it up. You can look up my salary too. But as a state worker, everybody's salary is online.
Yeah, no, I look up everything I can look up, to be honest with you.
Oh no, that's
Eric did direct research, because I know her address and stuff like that. He said, look on the street view, and I looked, and there's looks like a prostitute.
or her
and
where Brendan is.
On the Google Street View, I'm like, oh no.
Oh yeah, and I'm just like, you just as much as you want to pry into other people's lives, don't you realize they can pry into yours? Like you are putting. The thing is, people don't understand that when you put all these eyes out, eventually they're going to turn back to you. Eventually, when you're trying to control and manage what other people are doing, they're going to start looking at you because
Well, it's like today she mentioned the haircut of the judge, right? Do you know how many? Do you know how many black women judges there are in Illinois with that kind of haircut?
I know
one.
I didn't even know, and I'm trying to think because Taco, please, yes, hey, baby, I see you.
Said the judge needs a wig. She's got this weird buzz cut, and I looked up black female judges in Illinois, and there's one, and she's like known as the first big one in Illinois. So,
oh my God,
yeah, and so now she's just opened that door for us to actually find the court documents and that now.
And she doesn't even understand. Like she puts the target on her own back. Like nobody went looking for Callie until Callie.
Not at all. We all left her alone.
Everybody left her alone. Everybody was just like, you know what? I'm happy for her. She got her baby.
Yep.
Then she came online doing all this stuff. Nobody would even know she was sick, lying about the fibroids. Nobody would even piece together that she was lying about being sick because she has all these posts in the meantime of when she didn't have her child.
Yeah, and now she's saying that a child had RSV.
And it's like, when did he have that?
So she said over January. So do you know how she said she withheld the child because she got a protection order and that? And then she said she carried on withholding because he had RSV. But I'm thinking, well, wouldn't the father know that? Wouldn't you have told him that? Wouldn't it be on the records?
Exactly. And that's not, and it's like she just lies as if people can't disprove her lies. If people can just look up her lies, and she just expects people to take her word for it because it's her truth. I'm like, that's the thing
And she
about
won't
the truth.
address it when she has been shown to be a liar. She won't address it. So there's things I've shown her to lie about, and she's watching the streams, but she'll just ignore it and straw man you into a different argument, like the hotel situation when we're saying it's meant to be Brandon's house. That's the trap house.
Mm-hmm. And she'll completely ignore all that and give her little tiny proof that's really no proof, because it's like nobody was looking for proof for that. Like, address the questions, address what we're actually saying, but you can't do that. So she speaks in a lot of just talking in a circle, because she really can't address anything.
And that's what she did with you when she didn't say he hit her or were violent, but she made it seem like that and talked so much that you just remembered her saying it even when she didn't.
Yes, because I had to ask her outright, like, did he ever hit you? Did he ever put his hands on you? Well, no, technically no. But he did shove me one time. I was like, well, was that? And I asked her, I was like, well, if you're beating on his head, you're always beating on his head. Did he like just shove you out the way so you could stop hitting him? Yeah, because I was beating his ass, girl. Da-da-da. I was like, so maybe that's why he may have pushed you, because you were beating his head in and he didn't want to hit you back. So he moved you away from him.
Yeah, well, I know he's got a video from the 10th of August, 1 month after
And
the
that's how
child
she
was
is.
born.
I saw that video. You saw how aggressive she was, how in your face. That's how she would be in my home, following me around as if she was trying to get me to hit her. Like, she couldn't hit me. And my whole thing is like, she knows I don't fight, and I know she don't fight. So she just like, but at any
She
given
knows
moment,
he wasn't going to fight with a baby in his arms, pressed up
exactly.
against the cupboard.
So it's like she just thinks she can do whatever she wants because she doesn't think you're gonna fight back.
Yeah, well, do you know what? You have fought back, and you were made to. Right, not only were you pushed to this, you even second guess yourself because you did stop responding, because you did have a moment of clarity where you're like, no, I'm not doing this. But then she pushed and pushed and pushed. She gave you no option.
And she keeps going on about, oh, her baby daddy and me. And it's like, girl, your paranoia is really, oh my God, your paranoia, first of all, it's pathetic. It's
She always has
honestly
to make
pathetic.
reasons for her fuck ups.
She really has to think like, oh, we're doing this together because we secretly have a relationship. So no wonder they're doing this to her. And it's like, no.
And it's like she's saying stuff like, use the bitch. The bitch wants to be used. That's so aggressive. And obviously it's just there to
Yes.
poke at you.
And it was like, girl, at no given time in this past year did I even have a thought to do anything back to you. At no point, even Eric was being kind in how he did this. Even the default, even this. The thing is, she doesn't understand that if he really wanted to, when she did not come get the baby, he could have called DCFS on her that moment.
Yeah, and she's like proud that he didn't. Well, end of the day, he didn't have parentage established. If he called DCFS, they could quite possibly taken possession of the child since
They
he
would have
was
taken possession
abandoned.
and given it to him because they would
Yeah.
have seen her living arrangements.
But he wasn't. He wasn't in parent. He could have possibly risked having the child taken from him because parentage weren't established.
Oh, that's the other thing. But even in that situation, like for her to think that me and Eric was working together, like, I don't want to give too much advice, but even in that situation, without him establishing like parental and stuff, because he was a trusted person, they would have, we try really hard not to just put babies with strangers. We don't want no child to just go with a stranger if we have like kin around.
Of course. And he did right. He did establish parentage in a way by paying
she
for the
thinks that
child
he
and being
just
there
did
for the
that.
child and going to court for the child. So
And this is how like her thinking is so off. She thinks he did that for court, and it's like, no, he did that because he wants to be on the birth certificate of his child. Like, she thinks that everything everybody does ties to her direct. Like,
yeah,
oh,
it's like she went for child support. And then he wanted to establish parentage because she kept fucking accusing him of stuff and taking his rights away.
Yes, and it's just like, I was like, okay, so as far as me speaking to you, Nikki, yeah, this is a direct response to her behavior. But as far as like even her baby shower, she wants to say like all of a sudden she's just arguing. That is a bold-faced lie. It was not arguing with my guy. I was not doing any of that. And I was there early to help you set up. I was one of the ones to leave earlier because I wasn't trying to stay. Think I left like at 7 p.m. But I'm like, I was there
Well,
from
you
10.
had to get the bus there and back as well, didn't you?
Yeah, I got a Uber that day. But yeah, usually I am on the bus. And it's like for me to get to her, it's like an hour and a half. So if I got there by 10 a.m. and I'm always late. But I actually got there on 10 a.m. on the dot. And I was like, yes, girl, I came on time because this is an important day. So for her to act like I was just jealous and secretly in competition with her all day, she already knows I don't really have a desire to be a mother. So it's like, why would I be jealous of something I don't desire? Why would I be jealous over? And then Brandon be like, oh, I could just tell she was jealous. And like, Brandon, really?
He's just simping. He's just a simp.
Oh yeah, definitely 100. And she said that's her simp. She done told me that. Like, yeah, she
And it's
she
like
knows
it seems like the kind of guy who doesn't listen if a woman's speaking.
He is not. He's exactly that type of guy. He's really he's like a chauvinistic kind of pig type guy. Like he really is. Like he over here saying I didn't like her from the very first time. It's like, no, I didn't like you. And I piqued his character from one, because the Callie knows I'll literally have 20 minutes with somebody, come to her and be like, da, da, da. She's like, oh my God, you're so right. That's exactly what I'm just really good at reading people's characters. It's like, it's just something I can do. And so,
well, you were friends with Callie.
Except, yes. But she put on the thing is, when I first met Callie, she really was like, but it makes me think, because even from that job, she got fired. But I just thought she was so strong and like youthful. And I just, I liked her spirit, and she was fun.
Well,
and
she wasn't dependent on you then, and you
yes,
weren't dependent on her in any way. So, and
it was,
what's she saying today? Parasitic. Like you leached off her and she leached off you.
we would concerts together and we would have a really good time. Like she knows, like I would be down. Like she'd tell me like, I got a concert, girl. Why wouldn't she tell me? I gotta try to find an excuse to get off of work so I go to this.
Yeah,
I would tell my boss I don't like to lie.
She said it the other night that if there was ever an occasion like that, you're always down and you're always good for last minute stuff.
And I would tell her like, you don't have to pay. And she's like, that's the least I can do, because you're the only one who's always here for me. So she would insist on these things, and I'd be so grateful. And she knows I show my gratefulness. I'm a type of person that has no issue being grateful and showing
you've got the ability to be humble, and you can tell because look at everything you did for Callie, and you're still trying to prove yourself. Like you don't have to. You did it. You did it with action. Callie didn't even do it with words, let alone she would not do any of them things that you did for her.
At all. Like she doesn't even think about other people when she's having fun or whatever, when she has the tea.
She can't even think about her own baby.
She really doesn't. Like I even noticed the language change, because I guess she got too many people saying like, you keep referring to it as that baby or it, and now it's my baby. Now she got
puppy changed him into an animal.
And I want to make it clear, yeah, I was triggered by her video and her putting the poll up, because it just made me look at her like, wow, she really thinks I'm a joke. She really thinks my life is a joke.
I know at that point as well, right? You'd reached out to me and then you backed off, yeah? So you're thinking, right, do you know what? I could have done this and I didn't. And then she did that as well.
It's like, yeah, it's like she was poking at me. She's poked. And that's the type of person she is. She pokes, she follows.
And she did. And she poked the wrong person.
And it's like and then she's like shocked Pikachu face when people actually say something back to her. Like she tries to get like, and she can't do what she did to Shane. She can't get the whole internet to hate Shane because all those people see through her now. So she can't.
Well,
she's over here
we
trying
know the pattern of behavior now, so there is no getting past it. You know, this is why when she was giving her story out, it was easy to dismantle because she's erratic and we know who she is.
And it's like, and she reveals who she is so easily, and it's like she forgets that she revealed who she was. She forgets that she said this, she forgets that she did that, and then she expects other people to just, oh, I don't know why they're mad at me, I was just joking. I don't know why they're upset with me, I was just doing a kiki. I don't know
Yeah,
why
and
they're
then
upset
shows
with me
proof
with their
that
little
she wasn't
fifis.
joking. Yeah, it shows proof she wasn't joking in the same breath.
And I'm like, maybe it's because you're so dismissive to other people's pain. Like she doesn't even put herself in a place to be empathetic to somebody else. She doesn't
She
even do
even
that.
says, I can't think like that. I can't think like that. She
But
doesn't
she
even
never
think like that with
has.
the baby. She detaches from the baby now because it doesn't serve a purpose to her.
And she doesn't even understand that throughout this time that me and Eric actually was still protecting her. Me and Eric actually still weren't doing what we could do to whatever she think we are doing right now. She doesn't even understand, like, at any given time, I could have, even with my job, to be like, well, she doesn't have primary custody of the child, but she still gets benefits.
Well, this is it. And as well, just like he could have carried on with the default, but he chose not to because she showed up. He gave
Yes,
her a
and
chance.
like, even me not speaking, like, I did see little tidbits over the last year, but I was like, whatever, get your YouTube coin. I do not care, because it had no bearing. But now she wants to pillhead this and secret affairs. Like, she's tarnishing. Like, first of all, I don't even care about her online reputation whatsoever. But she's trying to put a battery in people's in strangers' backs to go after me and my
She's
livelihood.
imploring people to report you to your job, basically, for drug use when she's the abuser of drugs and alcohol.
And I just think that it's like, she's such a disgusting character. I cannot believe, like.
No, and
Well,
you know
I
what?
guess
I'm glad you spoke out. I'm glad that she's being covered and she's not just getting away with all these words. And anyone in a chat, they're not really supporting her. They are just trolls who are trying to provoke her into even more worse behaviour when she's still got custody of the child every other weekend. She's got him this weekend. She needs not to be provoked by idiots in a chat.
And it's just like, she doesn't think like, she's smarter than what she is, but she doesn't think about the future of her behavior.
No, there's no
It's like,
long-term
if
thought
anybody,
process.
like, even her professional behavior, even her professional life, if somebody's looking for a real estate agent and they decide to look you up and they get all these videos, you think they're going to want to work with you?
No, not at all. No. And she can't even sell the house. I've been told it's got tax liens. I've been told that it's not even in the right people's names and stuff. It was meant to be very soon she was starting, and then it was released. Oh, yes, it's a big deal. I'm starting in November now. But she told everyone else it was going to be September, I believe.
Her schooling? Yeah, I thought she was supposed to start school in September. Then it changed to November. And then I'm like, girl,
She ain't doing it.
she needs
Watch
to
it.
write down her lies. She really needs to write down her lies so she can remember them.
Yeah, and it's like she told because the house isn't in a good state. She's like, oh, we're selling it, I'm moving, I'm going to have this cash influx, it's going to pay for an apartment, but the house isn't up for sale.
And my
It's
whole
not
thing
in a
is
state
like,
to sell.
and it's like, if that home is her like, it went down to her father, what makes her think she's getting the money?
Well, apparently, it's gone to a father, 2 aunts, maybe another uncle, Callie. And then I've also been told that it's not necessarily in any of the names because there's tax liens against it.
So, like, once again, Callie's waiting on a handout.
Yeah, and it's not coming, but what she's done, because the house isn't in a good state, but it's an excuse to the GAL and court, oh, I'm moving currently, but I've got safe areas for the baby.
And, like, even in this situation, it's like, you are telling the world that this home is under construction. This is an older home in Chicago. Most people know older homes in Chicago was built with the lead and all this stuff. Like, you have to do a lot of repairs when you're rebuilding them. And, like, you're telling the world that. So what would make the world think that that was a safe habitat for your child? And if we weren't protecting her, if she feels like we're this or that, there's things in DCFS that, you have to provide a safe home. So it's like,
Yeah, and you're not to collect benefits if you're not looking after the child, and Like, she's getting benefits, which she thinks is going to cover the fee waiver, but then she's making statements that she's working and making YouTube money. These are going to contradict. And this morning, she has put in an application which would have detailed her ingoings and outgoings. That might cause a problem for Callie.
And she does she'd be so shocked when the only reason why Callie really left YouTube is because the tide started turning against her with the whole Shane drama. When people started like looking into it more, that's why she left YouTube, because they started attacking her.
And they didn't attack her. This is it. She says there was a campaign and stuff. No, what it was is she did a campaign and people called her out on it, but no one went after her or anything like that.
Yeah, exactly. It was like a direct once again, a response to her behavior. Like, she's so shocked when people actually stand up for themselves against her. She's like, why is everybody so mad? I'm the victim. And it's like,
And
you made yourself the victim.
The content that she built her audience on, she stopped doing. And then she was just doing these advertisements and then Shane drama, and that were it. But where she built her audience off talking about the fat girls.
Oh, yes. And even back then, I was just like, why don't you branch off and talk about this? Like, and it's so crazy to me that she uses so much language. That's what tells me that she does listen. That's the other part. She does listen when people speak, because you'll hear it later coming out, like parroting out her mouth. So she does listen, because even so much of the language she uses today is like, oh, so she was listening when I was actually trying to be. No,
well,
when I was
like she's taking the piss out of saying, oh yeah, I was on my period, bad period, and so she's listening to my streams, isn't she?
Yes, and it's like she does listen, because she'll parrot the information like directly from she'll use the same words, and it makes me think, like, I already suspected that she didn't have a personality, but like she really doesn't. Like, she waits until she's, she, like, that's why I said in that last video, like,
channels she watches, like that Shira and the narcissist channels and stuff. She just copies what they say.
Yeah, so like even with this whole believing in God stuff, I was like, oh, the paramedic must believe in God. Turns out he is religious. So it's like, okay, that's why she's religious now.
Yeah, she was satanic a few months back, and now she's religious. But I feel like she wants her own cult.
Yes, I do. Actually, she'd probably be so happy if she just had a gal.
Clack clack. Oh God, she did a poll earlier. Should I release merch? And the majority said no. And there were only 20 people in chat.
And it's like, you don't see that people are like, she picks the worst people to like, oh my God.
They're all trolls. We all know who they are. Like, anyone who's been around knows who these people are. She knows who they are. She's choosing to just let them be around because the numbers in the chat.
And the thing is, she doesn't understand that people like me and Eric was able to be her friend for so long, because we didn't really, it wasn't us like being blind to her. It was more so.
You didn't know about this side of her. She kept it to the internet, didn't she?
We did not know this side of her, this erraticness, and we didn't want anything from her. That's the other part. We didn't want anything from her, and we really did think like, oh my God, why they keep bullying? Why they keep messing with you, girl? Why they keep we really did think she was being attacked.
You like Christian, who isn't around her, just gets told the story and repeats it and thinks it's the truth.
And I'm not even gonna like dump on Christian too much, because
she's just being told the story.
Yeah, because she sounds like how I used to sound. I used to be like, oh, they sound jealous of you. They sound, because, that's what Callie wants to hear. First of all, she loves hearing that stuff. She's in secret competition with every woman in her life. Like, and it comes out. Like, it makes me feel like that's part of the reason why, certain women in her life don't want her living with her, because she'll be dressing in lingerie around their husbands. Like,
she's literally doing it on a YouTube channel currently. So it says it all, doesn't it?
It's like she doesn't even care how she is. Like, for somebody that's so obsessed with her image, she does not really care. Like, even with the whole wig stuff.
I know, like, even going on about the judges' wig, not having one, and it's like, do you understand? Everyone in the community talks about your wigs.
And my whole thing is like, I used to try to help her with the wigs, but she don't want to listen. She don't want to listen. Because if
Because she
anybody knows
thinks she's
Vic
better than you. So why would she?
now.
No, I'm the same. I'm like, I know that if I go on camera, I'm gonna have people taking still shots and breaking
Yeah.
every wrinkle I have down, and you know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need that kind of attention. I get
Exactly.
it in
And
real
like
life.
that's
I'll be right.
right. I'm just a real life person. I tell people I'm like, I'm pretty in real life anyway. So like that's
That's
just where
it.
I shine.
I get beeped at on the daily. I'm good.
Right. So I've never been jealous of Callie. Never wanted anything that she has. Never, I was never a phony friend to her. She never called me a phony friend until Christian and Brendan hyped her up. Because even in the video, she was talking shit about me. She kept going back and forth on how good and reliable as a friend I was and how I had her back. It's like she couldn't decide on whether or not to lie. So the truth kept being sprinkled in about me.
Yeah, this is what they do. A sprinkle of the truth, and then you have to explain yourself then, because you're like, well, no, a bit of this is right, but this is what happened. And then it sounds like you're just over-explaining.
Exactly. And that's like her whole thing is to over explain. That's why she go 3 hours. I'm like, the truth doesn't take that long. It really doesn't. Like
One sec,
the
baby.
truth.
Sorry, my child just walked in. Sorry.
Oh, there.
One sec, go away. One sec.
Oh,
Oh, sorry about that.
you're fine. My taco
I've got
finally
older
fell asleep.
children. My youngest is 12. My oldest is nearly 18. I want to cry.
Oh my God. At least you're still in their life and being a good mother. So
Oh, I love it. They're my best friends.
and yeah, Callie, somebody made a comment being like, what if she had a girl? And I used to think that like it'd be so much worse
Yeah,
if
she'd
she
be
had a girl.
jealous. Look at how jealous she was of Eric's mother.
I don't even know if it'd be jealous. It'd be like she would try to make that her
She
mini
needs the attention. She needs that. Oh God, yeah. Oh God, she would. That doesn't bear thinking
could have
of.
tried to make that her mini. It would have been dangerous because I think she would have actually been fighting for her girl. I don't think she's fighting for the baby as part of like.
Probably reminds her too much of Eric.
Yep, and it's like I just think she would have been fighting if she had a baby girl because that would have been her
Oh
little
God,
mini me.
God bless the little girl if she had one though, because she'd have no chance.
That would have been her girly in the girl world, baby.
Oh no.
Like she doesn't even want this. She wants to go off to school and live on campus again, and it's
Yeah,
a
wait till
mindset.
child support's not been brought up yet. She's happy with this arrangement till child support gets brought into it.
Oh yeah, she's gonna be in a world of hurt, but it will force her to grow. There's things that Callie needs to just go through things that will force her to grow. It's like she just thinks everything is a big old joke. Everything is a YouTube video, and it's like you need to grow up. Like it's honestly, I hope you post this part, and I hope she hears it. Callie, nobody is jealous of you. Nobody was a phony friend to you. Nobody's been fake to you. Everybody's just tired of you. They're just tired. You should. What's that thing? If you let them shenan once, they're gonna shenan again, and that's all you are. You're just a series of shenanigans. You're a series of issues. Like it's never just an easy time with you. Like you always have to bring your problems to the forefront. You always have to be the main character in other people's lives. Then you need a witness to your lies. And it's like, do you not understand that majority of people just don't care? Because it's your life and we're worried about our lives. You can only give so much to you. It's not on you to get mad at us because we can't give you more. It's on you to learn to accept what you have from people. And be grateful for it. But instead, you do things to incite a reaction. And when you incite a reaction, now you can play victim. And do you understand, Callie, that is so fucking pathetic that you're almost 40 years old, still relying on your daddy to fix your problems, still relying on other people's parents to help you, still over here trying to call all your cousins to talk shit about somebody that they don't even know, to have people going through worst problems that you would ever face, and to lie to relate to them so they can feel bad for you. You are not a domestic violence survivor. And for you to have Christian on the phone knowing what she has actually gone through and to act like you relate when you don't relate, you just want somebody to listen to your fucking bullshit ass problems that you created. Christian didn't create the problem that she encountered. She was a victim to it. But you are not a victim. You create victims. And then
I think that's perfect to leave off on, you know. I really think that's a great ending to the stream. And I know you said you don't want to speak up again, but you know, if you ever do want to, you know where I am.
You're the first person I will contact.
Oh, well, that's brilliant. Sorry?
I said you're the only person I would contact for this.
Oh, well, that's amazing. I'm glad we've managed to get some kind of a friendship going here as well. Like, people in Callie's wake are coming together and she can't deal with it.
She's being exposed.
Yeah, and on that bombshell, bitches, night.
Night.
What exactly is your problem with females? Can it clip it? We might need to hear some details. Your lies are fake shit, ain't gonna fly. Soon a court is gonna see all you do is lie. Stop intimidating witnesses. You're about to learn what the punishment for that is. Cry, 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 cry. Lie, 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 lie. Your bullshit ain't gonna fly, fly, fly. After you lose this shit, it'll be bye, bye, bye. How the F do they say this with a straight face? Well, Gigi does it with that ugly, wonky eye face. It's all about to crumble. We'll be there to watch you stumble. This is a ball you can't catch, and don't forget we fumble. How the F do they say this with a straight face? Well, Gigi doesn't with that ugly, wonky eye face. It's all about to crumble. We'll be there to watch you stumble. This is a ball you can't catch, and we'll definitely fumble. Cry, 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 cry. Lie, 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 lie. Your bullshit ain't gonna fly, fly, fly. After you lose this shit, it'll be bye, bye, bye. How exactly is your problem? Female. Can it click you? We gonna need to hear some details. Your lies are fake shit, ain't gonna fly. Soon a court is gonna see all you do is lie. Stop intimidating witnesses. You're about to learn what the punishment for that is. Cry, 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 cry. Lie, 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 lie. Your bullshit ain't gonna fly, fly, fly. After you lose this shit, it'll be bye, bye, bye. How the F do they say this with a straight face? Well, Gigi doesn't with that ugly, wonky-eyed face. It's all about to crumble. We'll be there to watch you stumble. This is a ball you can't catch, and we'll definitely fall.